So it's been 1 week on Mounjaro, whatever. And I just wanted to recap on how it's been, just for my diary's sake, if you like. So I have been diarising in my Supernote journal, but for the sake of video and having this captured for the future. So I was really quite terrified about actually jabbing myself. And I got the pen, I think, on the Thursday, and I actually went live in one of the groups that I'm in that's a bit of a support group for like feelings that come up, and I was just talking through my decision, and I said I had the pen in hand, but I was going to give myself overnight to decide if I was actually going to do it. And I woke up the next day, the Friday morning, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. It's not a problem. I'll do it today. And today kind of came and went, and I thought, let's just do it tomorrow. I'll wait until my body sort of says yes, because the decision before was a very head yes, and now my body was like saying, oh, I'm not so sure. So yeah, I planned to do it on the Saturday, I didn't do it. Planned to do it on the Sunday, didn't do it. Adam was getting a little bit frustrated with me, saying that I was making excuses, and I wasn't. I just wanted to be sure that I was ready. And I guess what I know about myself is I'm not necessarily always going to be 100% gung-ho, so I just have to dive in and be happy with being like 4/5 of the way there or something like that. So I decided I wanted to do it on my own when no one was around. So I planned to do it on the Monday morning, and I got up and I sat and I worked out how to do the pen and everything. I watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and actually the process of jabbing myself, I didn't feel it, didn't feel anything. Right, there's a bee that's just come in. Didn't feel anything with the pen. I did notice a rash and a bit of a line that came around the injection site that eventually bruised over a few days and then went, but it wasn't itchy or anything. Apparently that might be because you keep the pen in the fridge, so it might just be that the liquid was too cold. So this week I'm going to try taking it out of the fridge a couple of hours before I intend to jab myself. And I'm actually going to do it in the evening this time, just to see by comparison if the symptoms are the same. Now, I didn't actually have any symptoms as such. I did feel terribly fatigued in the afternoon that I took the jab, and I kind of felt a little bit spacey. I think that's how I described it, like spacey kind of. But otherwise, nothing. I didn't sleep very well that evening, so I thought, well, if I'm not going to sleep well, I might as well take it just before bed, and then at least I can be in bed with the fatigue. And then I would say instantly when I woke up on the Tuesday, I just felt like I had just more spaciousness in my head, and I certainly wasn't hungry. But the way I was approaching it was very much that I wanted to ensure that I prioritize protein, because we don't want to be losing like a load of weight and that be muscle. So prioritize protein, then fiber and nutrients, and also get lots of water in. So they were the main things. I was going to my shuffle class that night, and I just seemed to have like lots of, not energy, just mental clarity throughout the day. And in my workout that evening, I just went for it. I mean, I sweat anyway, but I just felt like I was pushing myself to another level. I was doing full star jumps rather than the stepping ones that I'd been doing in the weeks up until now. I really pushed myself on the air bike, which was absolutely hideous, but I wanted to. I pushed myself on the rower, even though my knee was kind of giving me a little sign to say it wasn't great. I know how to work around it. So I just felt like I went for it in my workout. I was literally buzzing. Adam said I was buzzing when I got home after that one. It was a team workout as well, which is slightly different to what we had been doing up until then, and I really enjoyed it. And then over the next few days, I just found like I halved my portion size, probably more than half my portion size. Mainly because I thought I wasn't gonna be able to eat so much, but actually what I realized was I still had an appetite as such, in that I still could sit down and enjoy a really healthy plate of food. And I just realized and was able to listen to my body when it said, yeah, I've had enough. And because I was having smaller plates, I was still finishing my plate and feeling satisfied in that sense. So yeah, really prioritized all those things. And then I realized I probably wasn't getting enough calories and I probably needed to track my calories. So I started using MyFitnessPal on about day 3 and realized I was about 1,500 calories, which for someone my size is just not enough if you want to avoid muscle loss and like plateauing, because your body goes into a famine state and holds on to the fat, right? When you give it too little calories, it literally holds on to your fat stores. So that's not what we want when we're trying to lose fat. So yeah, I'm now tracking my calories and I'm aiming for 2,200 is still me in a 500 calorie deficit, believe it or not. So I'm aiming for around the 2,000 mark and I've generally been getting there. And what I've noticed over the weekend when Adam's been off and he wants to eat more regularly, or he wants to eat like, you know, a big breakfast or whatever, I am consuming naturally more calories because he's around. And also I wonder if there's a part of it that's the end of the week where the drug is kind of wearing off a little bit. So what I noticed on Friday, which was day 5, I went out and I had a shake in the morning, protein shake, which is about 500 calories. So it fills me up, keeps me going, doesn't make me feel too full. But I went out on a walk that was about 9 Ks, but I didn't take water with me. The sun was out, it was quite hot and sweaty. There were some hills in there. So I think I dehydrated myself and I should definitely take water out if I'm going to be doing longer than my sort of hour-long walk. And then I had like an hour sat in the sun waiting for Adam to come, and we had a sandwich, which I wasn't up until then I didn't want bread. Like I hadn't had bread, hadn't had chocolate, hadn't wanted any of the usual things that I normally prioritize. And yeah, so definitely made a bit of an error there with not drinking enough water. So definitely that needs to be up there as number 1 really, priority. And then we got home, on Saturday we got home after a walk, and was it Saturday? Whenever it was, we had, I think it was Sunday, we had some biscuits, hobnobs left, and I think I had 4 hobnobs, which was so unnecessary. I wouldn't have had it if Adam wasn't there and wanting to get through this pack. So that made me feel hideous afterwards, like in the way that it would have done normally, but it was more accentuated because I've been feeling quite good. And both Friday and Sunday, it sort of started this like downward spiral of needing to reach for those foods again. Not in the same way as before though. And that's I think the biggest thing that I've noticed in week 1 is just this respite I feel from the voices in my head that have kind of kept me stuck in the habits of a lifetime, really. The voices that are like constantly looking for the reward foods, and you know, I'm either battling it or I'm giving into it, right, and then feeling guilt and shame for it. So or if I give into it, I don't just feel the guilt and shame, I also feel that like the fatigue afterwards, the brain fog, all the things. So that's kind of lifted, it's given me some respite. It just feels like it's opened up this capacity, this mental capacity to think clearly. And the other thing I've noticed is like I've wanted to do more things. So I wanted to go on a longer walk. I wasn't in a rush. In fact, it didn't like it. It was just like, we're going to walk. I want to walk down there, and then I want to walk all the way down there, and then we'll walk back. It'll be what it'll be, and it ended up being 9 Ks. Normally, I'm like kind of calculated in my mind about how far I want to go. And also, like, Adam went out and scarified the lawn the other night, and normally I'd be like, well, he hasn't asked me to help him, so I guess that's me off the hook. But actually I went down there voluntarily. I was like, what can I do? And I raked up after him. So I raked the whole lawn twice and took probably 10 bin loads of moss down to the bottom of the garden. And, you know, we got it done in half the time if he'd have done it on his own. And I got a sweat on, and it's a bit more movement. And then I've had 3 check-in and check-outs this weekend, being Easter weekend, and, you know, I haven't moaned about any of it. Like, normally I'd be like, None of that was there. It's kind of like just part and parcel of it. So, yeah, so far so good. I'm really interested. I've just had my lunch of prawn salad, and I feel like I could reach for more food, but I'm just about to go on to a meeting, so that would distract me for a bit. Got a shuffle tonight, and then I'm going to try jabbing after, like I said, before bed. So we shall see going into week 2 how we get on, and obviously weighing in as well.